What's up guys, Perry here, and sorry I haven't uploaded for a couple days. I've been pretty busy with some real life stuff and, planning the update. Big thanks to everyone that voted for me on the little Google Doc thing, because they ended up choosing me as planner. So now my opinion sort of matters for updates. I can sort of voice my concerns, and it's kind of like having a direct pipeline to the devs and stuff, which is really nice. Big thank you to everyone that voted for me, but that's a little side tangent. We are back on our hopefully daily upload schedule. I want to stay consistent. Took a little bit of a break, but should be good now. And this video is dedicated to my top 5 must-have units for update 6. Now, as you know, update 5.5 came out last weekend, and update 6 is on the horizon. So what better video to make than my personal opinions on what units I think you should be having ready for the next update. And with all that being said, this list is in no particular order. I'm just giving you my top 5 general units that I think are going to be pretty solid for the coming update. And let's get into the list. First unit I want to talk about is Grand Jade Fire Knight. There he is. Grand Jade Fire Knight. This guy is... well, he is a limited unit. He's gone now. You can't obtain him anymore. He was in the lucky ticket banner. Also, what's wrong with his model? Why are these things sticking out like that? Is that intended? That looks a little bit weird. Anyways, first unit I want to talk about is Grand Jade Fire Knight. This guy is one of the best mythics in the game for utility. Honestly, one of my favorite mythics in the game. Why am I putting him in this list? Well, it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, this guy is full AoE off placement. Already amazing. We barely have any full AoE placement units in the game, like just in general. And this guy, off placement, is going to be able to hit from a 360-degree angle, which is already really solid for most content in general. But that's not the main reason that I'm putting him on this list. I'm putting him on here because he doubles as meta support. This guy, when he hits enemies, he's going to be able to apply his little fear debuff, or cursed, fear or cursed, I forgot what it's called, but when he hits enemies, they have that little red smiley face on top of their health bar, and that means that they're going to be taking more damage from all sources. Incredibly good unit. And I know that he's limited, so you might be asking me, hey Perry, why are you putting an unobtainable unit in your must-have units for update 6? Well, he's really cheap. Like, you can get him for a couple thousand gems right now. Well, maybe not a couple thousand, like upwards of 10k. But what I'm trying to say is he's really obtainable for the average player right now. He's not expensive. He's not rare to get. He became limited like an update or two ago, so he's really not expensive to get at all. Like, even if you compare that to old units that are unobtainable, let's say, where is he? Let me search him up. Where is he? Donut? Does he just not exist anymore? Okay, well, let's compare her. Let's compare it to Warrior Queen, right? To this day, she's like one of the oldest limited units in the game, and she is still super cheap to get. Like, anyone can get her if they save up gems. What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't be worried about the fact that this guy's unobtainable, because he's just extremely easy to obtain. There's a huge amount of him in the market. He's not hard to evolve. Like, if you really want to save gems, you could just buy an unevo version of him, but everyone just sells evolved versions anyway, which is more convenient for you. But this guy is multi-hit off placement, full AoE, and he applies the fear debuff, so all the units, like all the enemies, take more damage from your entire team. Literally one of the best support units in the game, one of the most versatile units in the game. On top of that, he's hybrid. I didn't even mention the fact that he's hybrid. He can hit ground and air and burrow units, albeit he'll do a little bit less damage to burrow units. Absolute must-have for the coming update. Plop this guy into your team. He's going to synergize with literally any team composition that you have. He'll be able to break shields really efficiently. He'll be able to debuff really efficiently. I don't know what more I can say about him. What trait do I think you should get on him? I got crit 3 just because he's a multi-hit unit, so I'll be proccing that crit really often. But you should probably get something like Sonic on him, since he is more of a support than your main DPS. But I absolutely recommend this guy. Next unit that I want to recommend is Grand Aether Knight. I know, another limited unit. This will be the last one. This will be the last one, I promise. Grand Aether Knight is the secret unit in the lucky ticket banner that is no longer here. but they never removed lucky tickets, which is a little weird. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but they're still here. But that's a little side thing. Lucky tickets had Grand Aether Knight. This guy is not one of the best secrets in the game, but he is the cheapest secret in the game. And I have Almighty on him, which is actually pretty bad for him. You don't want Almighty on him because he's 5 placement. I'm actually losing DPS by having Almighty. The only reason that I have Almighty on him is because I like placing him down and like turning my brain off, because he does 10k damage with Almighty off placement, so I pretty much don't have to worry about early game. But you know, you can also get a normal version of him. He'll be doing like 2.5k damage on max. This guy's only level 41, but he's a limited unit, which is really the only downside of him. He's going to be a little bit more expensive to get. In the grand scheme of secrets, I believe he is the cheapest secret in the game to obtain. Like, at the time that I'm making this video. Like, even in Evolve Sungjin... what's his name? Evolve Pro Gamer. I don't know who Sungjin Woo is. Even in Evolve Pro Gamer or Chance King, these guys are both more expensive than Grand Aether Knight from what I've seen. And if you just get a version of him that doesn't have a good trait, like a mid trait like Critical, you'll be able to buy it somewhat affordably. It's still going to cost you hundreds of thousands of gems. So this will probably be the most pay-to-win unit, quote-unquote pay-to-win unit that I include in this list. The reason I think he's so good, number one, he only costs 500 to place, making him not only the cheapest secret in the game, one of the cheapest units in the game. You can place this dude as soon as you load into the map. You don't have to worry about waiting to place a farm. You don't have to worry about more money coming in after the round ends. You can just place him off spawn and he'll already start killing enemies. He'll already start getting you money, which is really, really convenient. But on top of the convenience, he also just has the ability to completely carry you through early game. Because he only costs 500 to place, right? You can just plop down 5 of them. It's not going to be hard. It'll only cost you 2,500. You'll get that pretty quickly. And he also has the passive where his damage increases depending on how many units are around him, up to 50%, I believe it is. So, you know, you spam a bunch of him down. He starts buffing himself. He starts doing damage. He starts killing enemies off rip. One of the best units for Update 6 in my opinion. I just think he'll serve you really, really well in the early game. But moving on to a more obtainable unit, you know, something a little bit easier to get, I'm going to add Flame Dragon God to the list. Now, I don't have this dude maxed out, unfortunately. I do plan on maxing him out because I want to make a unit review on this guy, make some other videos that I have planned in the future. But I think you should have Flame Dragon God for the next update. Why do I think this? Well, I'm going to put a screenshot up on the video right now where there was a poll made saying that they were introducing double evo units. So if you haven't seen that in the Discord, this is your heads up. Next update will include double evo units. And the poll basically says, hey, we're adding double evo units to make some of the old characters that are hot garbage that no one uses more usable. And, you know, pick whoever you guys want to see in the next update get a double evo. And to no one's surprise, Flame Dragon God won. I was predicting he was going to win. He's literally a fan favorite unit. Everybody has him. Everybody loves him. And he's an incredibly good free-to-play option as well. Like, meta burn, great DPS, pretty cheap to place. This guy alone will carry you through a good chunk of the game. And it's not even close, right? He's incredibly good, especially if you get a good spirit on him. Like, if you get a good build on this guy, he's even 10 times better. My build on him is pretty trash. I only have Swiftness 3. But you could definitely get Crimson Spirit. He's going to be doing even more burn damage. Or you could maybe get a... where is it? Storm Spirit. Also probably really, really good. You guys get what I'm saying, right? If you max him out and you get a decent trade on him, he'll serve you very, very well. Besides him being an extremely good early game hybrid unit for free-to-play players, I'm also including him on here because if he won the poll for the double evos, I can only assume that means he might get a second evolution in Update 6. Now, this is just pure speculation, so, you know, don't quote me on this. But from the poll, right, where they said that they're going to introduce double evo units, Flame Dragon God won by a landslide. He almost had 50% of the votes. So, I can only assume that the devs are thinking of adding a double evo for him, at the very least in the future, right? If not in the next update, he's definitely going to get one in the future. But let's say that he doesn't get a double evo, right? This is still an incredibly good unit to have for the next update. great DPS, hybrid, cheap, versatile, easy to get. But I don't know, I have a feeling that he's gonna get a double Evo. Like, I have a hunch, you know. Yeah, that he's gonna be number 3 for my must-have units. And up next, the unit that we're gonna be talking about is Pink Demon Mage. I am gonna be including her as the 4th must-have unit for Update 6 because everybody needs a good farm unit. Now, if I was really adding farm units into this list, obviously I'd put Bulma or Bloomer. Yeah, that's her name. I don't know what a Bulma is. I'd put Bloomer, Pink Demon Mage, and Pink Rockstar. They would have all made the list, but I don't want the top 5 list to just be oversaturated with farm units, so I'm only going to add one, and I'll add the best one. Pink Demon Mage is probably, by and large, the best farm in the game right now, just in terms of, like, versatility, money making. She is the most expensive farm, I'll give you that. So you might want to pair her up with one of the cheaper farms for early game, but Pink Demon Mage is an incredibly good farm unit. If you guys don't know what she does, you place her down and she has a little soul suck ability where every unit in her range, obviously there's a cap on it, but units in her range, they get their soul sucked and they get slowed, and she makes money for the amount of units that are in her radius up to a certain point, making her not only one of the best farm units in the game, but also a very, very useful support unit. So whatever new content is going to be in the next update, whether that be, you know, there's going to be like more stuff in the Aethenix realm, maybe they're going to make raids harder, maybe they're going to add more story modes, you know, whatever they usually do, regardless of the type of content that we get, we are definitely going to be needing a farm unit. Thus, having Pink Demon Mage on here, I feel is pretty warranted. Now, if you are a free-to-play player and you want an easier alternative, I definitely recommend you get yourself a Bloomer, because she's an epic unit, so, you know, getting her, literally extremely easy. You hop on the banner, 9 times out of 10 she's going to be right here. Right now she's not, but she usually is what I'm trying to tell you. So, yeah, number 4 is going to go to Pink Demon Mage, and let's move on to our 5th and final unit. Next unit that I'm going to include on this list, last and certainly not least, is Dragon Mage. Now, I don't have this guy, so we will be playing some background footage of him. I've been trying to grind for him. I've been grinding the portals on 4 accounts at the same time, but no luck. Don't worry though, we'll keep grinding for him because I want to make videos on him. But yeah, Dragon Mage is going to make it into our 5th spot for my must-have units for Update 6. Why am I adding him on here? Well, number 1, he is probably the best secret in the game in terms of pure DPS. This guy, you know, he costs 5k to play, so I'll give you that. He is very, very pricey to get up and running, but I believe he's the highest damage secret in the game. He's also a free-to-play secret. You can just grind the portals to obtain him. It's not going to be... Well, I'm not going to say it's not going to be hard, because look at me. I still don't have him. It is going to be hard, but, you know, it's worth your while, is what I'm trying to say. This guy is, without debate, one of the best units in the game. Great DPS, full AoE. He has an ability. He does burn damage. He's hybrid. You know, I don't know what I can say about him that hasn't been said before. He's just a great all-around unit. The only gripe that I have with him is the fact that he's expensive, but then again, with the amount of damage that he's doing, it's really only fair that they make him pricey, right? So, I believe Dragon Mage should be in your roster for Update 6, just in case, you know, the new content, levels, modes, story mode maps, whatever. In case that's hard, or if there's like really beefy bosses, you definitely want a boss killer on your team. This guy is easily one of the best boss killers in the game, so definitely try and get him if you haven't already. And if you do already have him, you know, rest assured that he'll probably serve you very, very well in the coming update. And with all that being said, I think that's going to wrap up our video for today on my top 5 must-have units for Update 6. If you guys enjoyed the video, learned anything new, or liked hearing me talk about the game, feel free to like, sub, comment, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.